Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lefty from 643 Productions coming at you here with a Modern Warfare 3 Team Deathmatch gameplay commentary. Here I am on one of the DLC maps for Modern Warfare 3 available for Xbox 360, Call of Duty Elite Premium members, and all Xbox 360 Modern Warfare 3 players starting March 20th. Overwatch using the MP5 submachine gun. This is a game when I was not recording for my Road to Gold series, but it's still a pretty good game with the MP5 on Overwatch. But I've got some breaking Modern Warfare 3 news for you guys. This is very interesting to say the least. It isn't blockbuster news, but it's kind of interesting because I, for one, have been wondering why we have seen such a downfall in LMG play in the Call of Duty series. And LMG here, I'm talking about light machine guns. We haven't seen much, or at least I don't see it. I don't see it in the YouTube ranks, and I don't see many people using them in-game, aside from people that just have the default classes unlocked, and that's the one they decide to use for whatever reason. So I don't know exactly why that's been happening, and looking at the weapon statistics for Modern Warfare 3 light machine guns, it's hard to see why anybody would choose an LMG over any other weapon in the game. They aren't decidedly very good at any one particular thing. They do have a good amount of recoil, some of them do, that is, and they do have a lot of attachments. The MK46 or the Mark 46, for instance, has both the kick proficiency and a grip attachment, and they're kind of long range. They're in the class of assault rifles. They're not really longer range than assault rifles, and they definitely don't do more damage than most assault rifles or your average assault rifles. Their fire rates, again, aren't anything to write home about, and so it's I'm wondering why there was any reason. There wasn't really any incentive really to use LMGs, especially in Modern Warfare 3. But here we have this tweet from Robert Bowling, quote, "Just pushed a hotfix out to MW3 2 a.m. Pacific time. Includes min damage buff to LMGs. Matchmaking updates still in works. Thanks for all the feedback." End quote. That's from Robert Bowling's Twitter. You can follow him at 402 if you have a Twitter account. But there, Robert Bowling is telling us that we are going to see a minimum damage buff to LMGs. Now, what that means is every gun has a statistic. They have their maximum damage, their primary damage rate, and then their minimum damage rate. And starting at any given distance and ending at any given distance, the damage that the weapon does starts to fall off from the maximum damage all the way down to the minimum damage rate. Now, again, the rate at which it falls off is mostly dynamic to each weapon, but for the most part, LMGs had pretty low minimum damage here. We're talking about 20, 25, as much as 30 for the M60, which is still a very powerful weapon in Modern Warfare 3, but most of them had assault rifle kind of minimum damage. And really that plays into what I said earlier about them not really setting themselves apart from any particular weapon. They were pretty much just kind of assault rifles that made you run really slow, and they had big ammo clips. That's pretty much all they have been in Modern Warfare 3. Now this hotfix has buffed the damage. I am not sure as to the specifics of the buff in terms of what they went to for each specific weapon. We know what they went from. Again, we're talking here the 20-25 range, but this is interesting because it signals a move, hopefully, by Robert Bowling and Infinity Ward into distinguishing the LMGs as their own class. Because, like I said earlier, up until this point, they've just been assault rifles with big clips. That's all they are, and they make you run really slow. And so there's really no incentive to using assault rifles in Modern Warfare 3. Now, the question is now, will that be enough? Will the minimum damage be enough? Because, frankly, here, we're talking about Modern Warfare 3 maps. Most of these maps in Modern Warfare 3 aren't big enough to make use of the supposed superior range or the superior ability of LMGs to carry damage over range, and there really still is no incentive to use them. I don't know what kind of buffs would be necessary to make them playable, to make them viable options in Modern Warfare 3. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments. But there you have it. LMGs have been buffed. They got a minimum damage buff. They now do more damage at their minimum or maximum ranges, and so that will hopefully, I guess, that is the goal. It will increase LMG play and make them more viable options in Modern Warfare 3. But anyway, guys, that's my time. I got to get out of here. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. I am out.